Alright, today you're going to learn why it's such an important thing to have a common enemy in your copy and why this is just a crucial thing whenever you're trying to persuade people, even either one-to-many or one-on-one. And I've jotted down some notes here that I'll just be going through. So if I'm looking down, it's just me reading my notes. And let's just start off by asking the question, like, why do we need to have a common enemy in our copy or in our sales message? You see, we people, we human beings, we like to talk shit. That's just a human trait that we have. Like, people are wired to talk shit, they want to talk shit. And the funny thing is, if our greatest friendships is often built of people talking shit about people or a thing. And it's funny, if you look around in your friendships, you will start to notice, and if you're conscious about this, you will start to notice that some of your friendships is also only built on talking shit. Like, there's just these people, or they want to talk shit. Like, we have a common enemy that we are trying to fight against. If this guy did something to me and he did it also to another guy like me, and who this has happened to would prefer, more likely to go together and be against this thing. And then our bond gets stronger because this hate is just building up and we can force it on something else. So it almost just becomes a thing that's bigger than us, that's creating the friendship. And this is just wild to think of, but it's just the way our brains work, like the way human nature is for us people. But also the thing is, hate, you have to notice, hate is it's much stronger than love. Like, you'll oftentimes see more friendships or more things that's turned around hate because it's just a stronger feeling than love. And that's why the common enemy is much more stronger than having a common goal. If we had a friendship, like in business also is relationships. Like, that's the whole essence of business. So it's just like having a friendship or a partner, but people tend to go together more of a common enemy than of a common goal. So you'll see more friendships or more relationships about a thing that they hate, because hate is stronger than love. In if they would love something, I will give an example later on. And again, this is such a brilliant way to get people to feel something, because as we talked about earlier, like, people love to blame their reason for not succeeding on something else, and that's what we are taking advantage of and using it in a good way to serve people. Again, like saying this is the reason, and then we are helping people, because sometimes people can't see the way out if we're not trying to blame on something else, and then we create this good or this strong relationship with the prospect. And you see, here's the examples, you see big figures, big people in marketing doing this, where it's only some of these the biggest levers that they are pushing on. You see people like Andrew Tate and Iman Gachi, and even those you've seen investor gurus. They're talking about the banks, and as I said, we have Andrew Tate. He's talking about the Matrix, and I've seen that Iman Gachi has talked about the puppet masters. In all these relationships, there's we are connected with people because there is this enemy that we are trying to overcome, that we are trying to fight against. And you see, if we are flipping this script and saying it was not an imminent enemy but a common goal, it's not that strong when Andrew Tate is talking about the matrix, like what he's using. He's basically, his whole marketing is on the matrix. It would not be as strong if it was just about making more money. Like, it would just be more flat and like not have this edge to it. He would not create this strong relationship with you, because that's love instead of hate. But again, you can't use too much of the common enemy, because that would just fizzles out. You know, those friends who only like to talk shit. You don't have anything else in common but just to talk shit. Like, they get a bit on your nerves. They're just like you have this wrong feeling when you're talking to them, because you know it's not good just to talk shit. That's moving too much in the bad direction. But if you can have a common enemy and then a common goal, just as Andrew Tate somewhat has, like, he's focusing a lot on the matrix, but then he has this common goal of making money. But if he didn't have the matrix, this common enemy, and it was only just about making money, it would not be as sexy and had this edge that he has right now. And you can use this in every example. And what I'm trying to say as well is that you need to use this in your marketing in order to get people to connect with you. To have a cause, both like this common enemy that you're trying to fight against, and then people are looking, like they're coming to your side, and then you're together looking on this thing that you want to overcome. That's also why great salesmen, or just people who really understand this one-to-one, like, again, you can use this in both cases, like one-to-one and one-to-many, but a great example for one-to-one thing is that when you have, like, you've paid for a service, and, like, let's say it's window cleaning, and like the company has sent out window cleaners, but it's not okay. Like, it still looks terrible, and you call the customer center, or what it's called, and you just, like, you are gonna let full force on them and say, like, what is this kind of, like, piece of shit that you've done to me? Normal people, they would try to fight fire against fire. So, like, they will try to get angry at you and, like, try to protect themselves and just, like, put up the guards and start getting angry at the customer. But what brilliant people do who have understand this common enemy principle is that they then move, like, if this is fire against fire, they move onto your side and get even madder at the problem. So you guys are looking at the same problem, and the sales guy is just getting more angry at the problem, and these guys who've not done the good window cleaning service, and that's when you have them. That's when you're creating that bond, that strong bond of having this common enemy, and then people start to lose up a bit. Like, you create a relationship about this, and then the customer, for the salesman, he's still in the game and not coming back to you because you fight fire with fire. And this is just so strong principles. Whenever you can have a common enemy, you see it everywhere. Investors, as I said, Imagashi, Andrew Tate, and every other place. Like, investors are talking about the bank. Weight loss guys are talking about cutting carbs, like the carbs or other thing, and all these other gurus. Like, whenever you can create a common enemy that people truly believe in, and can show proof on that as well, that we have this common enemy, you can start attacking this and then overcoming the enemy, and then getting the desire that the customer wants. And this is just brilliant marketing. So every time you see a piece of copy or a campaign, try to look out for these things and see how you can implement them themselves, because they will just help you massively persuade your audience. So I think this was it for this video. I hope you guys just understand a bit more about what common enemies is and how you can use it in your in your marketing, either it's one-on-one or like in your sales message, your copy, or even if you're doing a one-to-one selling. So without further ado, I will sign off and I'll say peace. Bye.